that you can come in on with Landstar. So, you
I
know,
do got a question about Landstar.
absolutely.
I know you said you determine your own money, but hypothetically, can you just run local?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just you gonna take that risk of not
Making
making
as
enough
much.
money. Right.
Making as much.
Okay.
I just had this conversation with a friend of mine. And see, the thing about it, with Landstar, here's the thing about it. So, like, you're in Texas. I got buddies in Chicago. I got buddies in Ohio. And, those are great, great areas. They can run local and still make money that somebody over in the South might take 3 days to make or 2 days to make, still running Landstar, because obviously it freight's different in different areas.
Right.
Here, I'm in Florida. Me running local is insane, I'd have to at least go regional, bro, but hence I can run from here. Like now I'm getting ready to pick up a load going to Pentworth, going to, it's going somewhere north. I can't think off the top of my head, but I got 3 loads from this one agent that I put all together. But this same agent has a load that goes from Port Wentworth to Panama City, and it pays us like around $800, right? Take me
well, tell us, let us people who don't know Florida like that. What is that around, like the major cities?
I'm sorry. Good catch, my brother. Remember you did the same thing to me earlier, right?
Right.
Panama City. Okay, so yeah, Panama City is like 6 hours. About 5. No, it's about 5 hours from Jacksonville. So I'm in Jacksonville. Okay. It's about 5 hours. So you can run that. Give or take, it pays about $800, right? No, actually, I'm lying. It pays about $900, which is not bad for 6 hours. Now I could do a couple loads like that throughout the week and probably still make decent money. But don't get me wrong, there's 300-400 miles, and I've seen some 60-70 miles, but they're like $350, $400, and it's like to stay home. Now, see, I can probably pull up the board over where you are and show you loads, and they probably will be a lot more lucrative if I was there. So, but you have the opportunity to run local. Now, I used to do one long haul, maybe take me 2 days to do, and then grab one local coming back home, and then one local out, and then I'm good for the week, and I'm home, for the rest of the week. So you can play it like that. But here's the other thing too, like I did in my other video, is that you can, since you're dealing with brokers, you can build those relationships, and then you can directly with those guys. Like I got a guy right now, and I could just run Amazon all week, and I run to Atlanta, back here, back in Atlanta, back here, and I might, make decent money, but the load's only paying like, I think $500 or $600, about $600 a load. But you figure 6 hours back, 6 hours, I'm still cutting that margin is still low, you see?
Yeah.
But what I have done is took that same load, ran to Atlanta, and then paired it with another load going the opposite way, paying more, and then pair that with another agent. That's why I was talking about creating the lanes, because you can still create the lanes to make the local runs worth the while,
Right.
So all you really need to do is get one good load in between somewhere. And
right.
Then you cut your day down to a 3-day, maybe 4-day week, and you're still close to home. So you just have that flexibility with Landstar when you're dealing on the load board, and you can switch between different sectors. So in your case, you could do flatbed or you can do dry at any given time. You see, because they have flatbed.
You just ask for a trailer, right? A different trailer.
Huh?
You just ask for a different trailer.
Pretty much, or you can bring your own. You see, but yeah, you can switch between it. In your case, the other thing is too. Like I said, I was thinking about going into the heavy and the step deck. I know we straying off a little bit, but I was going into the step deck side of it. The step deck is crazy at Landstar on the rates. But you can you can definitely switch avenues. And I could also, like, I got a trailer that I have assigned to me, and I do a lot of dropping hooks because I like to cut my time. I don't like to be going here, getting loaded, and gotta wait. Is that my phone? Yes. But hold on a second.
All right.
Just let me know we done went over our time.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you can do, like, I have an assigned trailer, but I could drop my trailer at home and I can just come out and say I don't want to load this trailer around this week and do power only, and I can just search for power only loads. So you have that versatility of what you can do on whatever it is that you certified in, and so there's a lot of versatility there.
Yeah, so when I'm thinking about that, I'm processing that versus what I do, and to be honest, it just don't sound like a lot different. The main difference is that insurance that I just mentioned to you.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the big difference. And then in you guys' case, that I don't have is they provide the tractor. You
that
know,
the trailer.
that's
Yeah.
huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's huge because
Absolutely,
especially when you're first getting started. Like even what you just said,
absolutely.
the ability to switch. If I want to switch, nobody's
Yeah,
going to get me there. Matter of fact, I actually want a drive-in as we speak,
yeah,
just to have the option. If flatbed is slow today, whatever, I can
yeah,
post my truck and get me a drive-in load.
yeah,
But guess what? I got to go buy it.
yeah,
I either got to rent it or I got to go buy it. I can't just
yeah,
say, hey, you know,
yeah.
let me get it.
This is true, and I thought about that too when I was starting. I was like, man, I need to just go buy me a trailer, and I still might buy a trailer because guess what? If I buy a trailer, my percentage at Landstar goes up. So I get an extra 7% more for the trailer. But for me right now, it just wasn't worth the 7%. And the other thing is too, if you ever get in a pinch, depending on how long you've been running with them and how you doing, they will give you loans. I've heard of guys saying that Landstar, one guy wrecked his truck or something happened with his truck, man. Landstar gave him $5,000 down, $5,000, and said, hey, go buy yourself another truck, and he went and did that. Same thing when you need tires or certain things like that, man. They'll give that little bit of a blanket. They ain't gonna go all out, but they'll give you that little bit of blanket. And to me, that was huge in itself. But
Yes.
I opted to come in with some kind of cushion, so I didn't need to rely on that. But it was good to have it there, and the discounts that they get is just astronomical, which we talked about too. Landstar's fuel discounts and their tire discounts are ridiculous. Like, I'm still getting $1.50, $1.60 a gallon for fuel, and that in itself to me is worth the little 32% that they take it because I don't really miss it. And like I tried to explain to somebody else, people see there's guys that was talking negative saying, well, 32% is a lot. You're taking out 30% of my money. You have to get out your head that that's not your money. When you sign a contract, it's their money. And two, if I had that 32%, I wouldn't even be able to get insurance probably with that 32%. That I'm saving per the load, in that regards. And not to mention the stuff that I'm not taking, the discount. I mean, in the fuel savings alone, man, I'm like, the trailer loan, before I went to them, I was paying $1,000 a month for my trailer.
See, there you go.
Right there. That right there. So you know already, it's like, hey, I can't really argue with that 32%. And I'm telling you, I'm not missing it because if I'm still able to, my last deposit, man, I did was like $3,300, $3,400. I'm not arguing with that 32%. If that's what I can put in the bank, I try and stay at 26, 28 for the week, the way that I want to run. I'm comfortable there, but
right.
I can, it's a good, good, I think a good trade-off, but that's
Mine was 33%, by the way.
Huh?
Mine was 33%. The company I was with.
Mm-hmm. So and that's about normal over the board because when I was with Suntech, I was leasing the truck from Suntech, and they were taking 28%. Now, if I go back, they tell me, oh, we'll do it. We'll if you come back, we'll give you 20%. Oh, you'll give me 20% now, you know.
So I can make that work. Okay.
But you can't really compete with where I'm at. Like, you know, well, we won't call you, we won't bother you. No, I don't believe that because I done ran with y'all. But, you know,
Yeah.
I think it's kind of hard to compete. And that's why I did that last video I did about not chasing the money, because sometimes you can't chase the money. You know, you chase the money, you'll get caught up, man, because you'll get there and realize you chased something that really wasn't worth chasing, you know, and been there and done that. It's better to strategically plan that thing out, and because there's companies that's there you can make money at, and let's speak to the company drivers a little bit. You know, there's company jobs you can go at and make money that you're comfortable with. But like you said, everybody has everybody has their fit. Owner op is not for everybody. Company driver ain't for everybody. Contractor is not for everybody.
That's right.
Independent is not, you know, and you gotta be you gotta be realistic with yourself. That's why I said in that last video, what are you getting in the trucking for? You gotta know where you're going and what you're really doing. There guys, I'm about to get this bread, and they jump in, and then it's like you say, I'm swimming. And I learned that when I first got my first truck, man, I was leasing a Volvo, a brand new Volvo, $1,000 a week paying for that truck, bro. And I was chasing that bread. You hear me? And when that settlement come in, that settlement like 600. I'm like, oh no. But I had to use that to learn the business, and I did. But I was chasing it. I saw a load on the board. Oh, 3,000. I'm gonna go get it. They ain't tell me I was going uphill, and it was 44,000 pounds, and it was 3 stops with it, and it was like by the time I got ate up in the fuel. There you go. You know, so I think you really gotta really have to know where you're fitting at and what the difference are and what to expect. I do, man.
Man, you just dropped some real nuggets out there. I hope they catch it, man. Like for real, you just dropped because essentially what you just said. I'm just gonna say it a different way. Essentially, what you just said was, you can go make 5,000 this week gross, but what do you make?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, what are you making?
Yeah, because
once they take out your truck note and all this other stuff, if you bring in 1,000 home, that 5,000 that same real good on paper is irrelevant.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter
because
it's only about what you can spend, what you have at your disposal,
and what you actually take home. You know, and I learned that very, very quickly, and out there. And I'm like, damn, why am I'm getting these $2,000 loads, $1,700 loads? At the end of the week, my settlement was like, I said, I was a glorified company driver, just like you said, with a truck that I owned. You know,
let me tell you this: when you said about the company guys, I learned this as a company guy. Like when they was like, well, because I in gas, I was my first job in gas. I was as a company guy. I think it was $65 a year. You know, but then when I got that the W-2, and I would see like 40. I forgot the number, man. But I'm like, well, this what I'm really making. that 65, all that stuff, it doesn't matter because I can't pay my bills with that 65.
Right, you know? At all. And I'll tell you, at Landstar, you definitely learn the numbers quick and understand them quickly. And that's when I realized, what's my man name? I got to look on his thing. But he sent me a shout out. He said, when I first came to Landstar, he said, welcome to the promised land. Yeah. And I realized that when I came over here, that when I started, really accumulating decent money and having that in my hand and say, okay, this is actually what I've taken home. Now, granted, we all got to pay taxes. And the first thing people say is, oh, but your taxes got to come out. This is true. Not arguing that, not debating that in any instance. But again, tax for another video is how you understand your business operations. But with that being said, a guy told me when I was out there learning, he said, don't worry about taxes, because if you make money, you'll pay taxes. And if you make money, you can pay taxes. So it just made sense, you know? So yeah, you know, I got to pay the taxes, but the main thing is I need to be able to pay these bills, like you said, when I'm home. And if I made $5,000, you know, I had a real life scenario. I did a run one week. I did like $5,000. Out of that $5,000, I took home about 3,100, 3,200, and that was after fuel. That was after mostly fuel, and then my weekly expenses that came out from my tags and my stuff. You think I was really arguing about that? No, because I know I already estimated I was going to spend about $1,500 a week in fuel, $1,400, and actually I did a little bit less in fuel. I think I might have a few tolls and stuff in that. But all that to say, if you make it grossing somebody $5,000 and you bring it home $1,200 or $1,300, but you run it how you want to run it, you're not forced dispatch. You're not forced dispatch.
No, I'm in the middle of a video.
You know. So with that being,
comfort time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, with that being said, man, you know, yeah, with that being said, it's kind of like, how do you debate the fact of it's about what you take home?
You say, how do you debate it?
Yeah, how do you debate it? You know, because
I guess it comes back down to be honest, your expectations. Like when I went to lease on, I was a company guy and I knew about the place, and so I was talking to guys who was already in that field.
Mm-hmm.
They were telling me that they were bringing home out the fuel and all that about $2,800 a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I went in and said, if I could just bring home $2,000, and I know how I run because I'm already in the same exact industry. I'm just as a company guy.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. Give me a second. And so I decided that if I can get two, but see, I based all my bills on two. Mm-hmm. So when I started bringing in, take home 31, 32, 33.
Right.
I started taking that extra money and paying off my truck money.
Right.
You know, because I was never banking on it. But if I was going in banking on 3,500, take home, that would have been sad mistake.
Right.
Because you can't bring it home.
Right.
So it comes down to the expenses that you accumulate when you get out of here. It don't matter if you Landstar, your own thing. When you get your own truck, you need to know how much you need to make to survive. Mm-hmm. That's number one. Mm-hmm. And then you need to know how much you need to make to thrive, so to speak. And to me, thriving means that you can save a certain amount of money. Mm-hmm. I'm not even just talking about maintenance either. No, we got to live out here.
Right.
If all of our semis say, hey, I'm going to take a 10-day vacation in Vegas, you got to have the money to be able to pay your bills because they keep coming, and enough money to enjoy yourself in Vegas.
One of my viewers, Dave, shout out to you, Dave. He said, he said something real straight, man, in the comments. If you ever get back to go back and look at it, he said, the money that we make, he said it's important, but the money that we have to spend is just as important as what we make. And
it's actually more important.
Right. And he said that, and I was like, you know, that's real. He was like, because he takes 2 to 3 months off in a year, 2-3 months of the year, but he does it all at one block of time. So he might take the first two, like take a month, done, and then he'll work maybe a couple months and take, however he does it. But he said, but in that, he said that money that he's using, he said him and this old lady go on their vacations, whatever they do, he said every dollar is allotted for that block of time. He said, so that money is just as valuable. And it just made perfect sense, man. I was like, man, I mean, I'm gonna see if I can find it, man.
He's absolutely correct.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like,
and you know that's next level thinking, because see, when you was as a company driver, because you said speak to the company a little bit, as a company driver, you got paid vacations. Mm-hmm. But you don't ever have to plan for the only thing you plan for is the time off. You know,
Right.
but that week that you miss, because you either get paid every 2 weeks, every week, that
Right.
check's still coming. You
Right.
didn't miss anything because you got
Right.
vacation pay.
Right.
When you're an own operator, man, don't work it, man, don't eat it.
Right. Right. Right, man. And you know, you got to look at that. So these are things that you got to really look at when you're stepping out on that playing field, because it's a whole different animal, man. It's a
Yes.
whole different animal, and a lot of guys don't make it as far as you did, bro. So I tip my hat off to you to just jump out there and be Superman with it, you know.
Well, let me tell you something. Seriously, it was about 5 or 6 people maybe around me. They started around the same time, even a little bit before or after. I think it's down to actually probably about 8. I think it's down to like 2 or 3 of us now.
Wow.
That have survived, you know, like without having to leave. Like some people did survive. They had to go to the oil field, which is big here in Texas.
Right.
It slowed down recently, but that was a big deal. And then came back, you know, but as far as just got out here, was able to continue on, no breaks, none of that. Yeah, it's the numbers are low.
How are you finding your loads?
Through the well, here recently, about the past year, I use direct shippers. I've been going through direct shippers.
And how did you go about doing that?
Simply, let me say, when I went, wherever I went, I would ask them, do they use carriers? You know, to do that outside, do they outsource their loads to carriers? Because that's the only way they're going to do it. They're either going to give it to a broker.
So you were essentially beating the street?
Well, I guess I can be honest now. No, I want to just necessarily beat the street. I have, and I'm going to in the future. What's holding me back by that right now is, you know, a lot of people don't want you in that building, so I have to start calling.
Right.
But no, what I would do is I would go to a place and I deliver and all that, and then a little while later, whenever that time may come, I'll go back over there and say, hey, I delivered a load for you guys, you know. Back whenever it was, and say, I'm just trying to see if you looking for somebody direct that you could contact directly.
Right.
You don't have to go through, you know, you don't have to wonder what time the truck can be there and all that. You just call me.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, you know, how does that work? Because see, that's a different side for me. So I was wondering how that works for the guy that's going and trying to get his own authority. How's he going to get that freight? I know there's things out there like the DAT board and the spot market boards and like that.
Yes. That's how you're going to start out, to be honest. That's how you're going to start out. But the simplest way is just that simple, man. It's not difficult. It's really just going to come across to how you present yourself. That's really it. You know, if you present yourself the right way, and that's something that they're interested in, because some of these customers are loyal to the broker. They just had a relationship for a long time, and you can't finish that walk. You know, but some of them actually looking for you.
Right.
Because they want somebody where they can say, like one called me today. He had a load that he actually gave to a broker, but they couldn't find a truck. He asked me, if I can do it. I'm like, sure. I asked him when he to be there. He said Thursday. Well, I'll take care of it by Thursday. You know?
Right. Yeah, and that's
really give me 5 minutes.
That's powerful, man. That's powerful because
Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me try to do something real quick. Just keep talking.
All right. Yeah. But that's pretty powerful because, yeah, I mean, you know, I was talking about that too, where some brokers, you know, now they call me now, you know, once you start delivering a lot of loads, they'll just call you and, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And it's back to building those relationships. Is where it pretty much goes. But yeah, man, I was getting ready to wrap this up anyway. Probably have to split this thing up into two parts if I can. And
okay, let me see. Yeah, that'll be Yeah, if that works, of course, it don't matter to me how you want to do it. If you want to split up into 3 parts, whatever works for you, brother,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna catch up on your videos too, man.
Yeah, yeah, man. Do that, man. And I'm gonna call you. Like I said, I'm gonna call you. Um, I'm gonna call you, and touch base with you on like I said, on some other things. But yeah, man. It's about building those relationships.
Absolutely.
So with that, like you said, I hope they got some kind of nuggets from this, man, and not.
And I throw this last thing in. You don't have to build one with a direct shipper. You can build one with a broker and be just as fine. If you, just like you said a while ago about building a relationship with a broker, a lot of people focus on direct shippers. Sometimes it's a headache. See, this is the part that they don't talk about. I'm gonna make it quick. The part they don't
No,
talk
go
about
ahead.
is expectation. See, that broker, I mean, that customer could be real fickle as far as you said you was going to be there today and for whatever reason your truck broke down. They think you're lying. All of a sudden they're upset. Now they're going to use somebody else. You know what I mean? Where that broker, you've been working with that broker for a while. If something like that happened, they just give it to another truck and then you call them tomorrow and everything's fine. The customer feel like you have let them down because they can't just go call the next. Ain't nobody. It's just you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's kind of like, in a sense, it's like in any business, you at the mercy of your customers. So that's the other side to that coin. When you have customers, you are at their mercy. Like I can take a vacation in the summertime, but my line of business is busiest in the summertime.
Right.
So I don't.
Right.
But I don't want to open that door for no one else. So
Right.
I'm selfishly not doing it. But that's the kind of stuff you got to think about when you got somebody direct, as opposed to a broker. You can say, hey, man, I won't be here next week. You know what I'm saying? I'll contact you. I get back.
Sound like you got another option for that other truck, boy.
No, that's not right now. I'm just telling you, though, because, look, we're going out for summer. We about to go into the fall here, so.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I just want to throw it in.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to wrap it up, but look, I'm going to call you after I wrap this up. I supposed to have been packing my truck up, man. I still got to throw stuff in the truck. But I want to call you because I want to ask you something on that, what we were talking about earlier at the beginning of the video.
Okay.
Or that next move, pick your head about that. So,
all right.
You gonna have some time in the next hour or so?
Yeah, I should be fine.
Okay. All right. Well, hey man, I appreciate your hat. Your time as always.
Oh yeah,
Trucker, man. Check it out. Check him out. Visit the channel. Appreciate you guys for watching and listening. For those of you that made it through to the end, you are the best.
Go ahead and split it up for it, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to split that thing up, but it's all good. This is why we do it. So hey, peace out, and I'll be rapping with you, bro.
All right, salute.
Peace.